This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So all of you notice this, the object relationship exercise. Okay, and the answers also you can refer here. Got me? Fine. We have some theoretical questions at the beginning, right? So answers we derived in the class. So those things I uploaded here. Okay, right. So what is the topic I mentioned today? Validation rule. Right. So Salesforce has two types of Salesforce do two types of validation. Okay, one is standard validation. The standard one are inbuilt validations. Okay, validation means what? We validate something. Okay, we validate something. Okay, so the standard validation is used to validate the user input, like a record field missing, right? I just save. So this comes from a standard validation process. It's an inbuilt validation. Okay, and I give some alphabets here. So again, the invalid currency. Okay, so this is a standard validation, and I give the okay. I give some alphabets here in the date part. Then it says like invalid date. So these are all standard validations, inbuilt validations provided by Salesforce. So validation basically of two types: standard validation, and we can also implement the custom validations. When you say custom validation, we have to implement using a validation rules. Okay, rule is like your Excel formula, right? How did you build your custom formula? With expression we build, right? Formulas, operators. Similarly, you are going to build your formula now. Okay, in order to validate the user input. Okay, so apart from the inbuilt standard validations, we are going to implement our own validations, to meet our business requirement. My requirement is, suppose the industry is a finance. Okay, when the industry is finance, user must provide value for annual revenue. They should not skip this field. Now I can save this, but what is my requirement? My requirement is to user has to provide a value for annual revenue when the industry is finance. Okay, in an application submission, for example, you're submitting for a job opportunity. You given your experience is your experienced employee. Then there is a field to accept the company name. Okay, and salary details. So once a candidate choose a experienced employee, experienced person, then I should not allow user to submit the application without providing value for a company name and salary details. Okay, so these are all my custom requirement. These are all the requirement which are not no, which are not validated in the inbuilt validations. We have to provide our own validation by using validation rules. Okay, so validation rules is used to implement the custom validations. Okay, so what is the use of this validation? How it's going to behave if it is built using the expression? Okay, you know what is expression, right? Expression can have operators, inbuilt functions. Is exactly similar to your custom formula part. How you build your custom formula? The same thing you are going to build using validation rule. So expression will have a inbuilt functions, may have operators, some constant value, and object fields. The object fields can be a current object field or a parent object field. When you say parent object field, it becomes a cross object formula. Okay, and the return type of the validation rule is always Boolean type only. What is Boolean type? True or false. What is your return type of your custom formula field? It can be a number, text, date, time, even checkbox type also, right? But what is the return type of a validation rule? The expression is always going to return true or false only. Okay. When it is true, error message will be thrown. Okay, error message will be thrown. It means the user cannot commit the changes. User cannot save the changes to the table back. Okay, when the error message is thrown. When it is false means what? I can save it. There is no restriction. When the validation rule turns to false, it's a regular operation. Whatever changes I made, it will be saved to the database. But when the validation that you are going to build, the formula returns true, then user cannot save the record. It will throw the error message. Whatever error message we are going to define. Okay. So the formula is always going to return, the expression always going to return true or false. Right. And the validation rule will fire only when user edit the data. Okay, edit or save. The validation will not fire when you delete the data. When you delete the data, validation will not fire. Validation will only fire when you save the data, the new data or existing data are modified, then validation rule will be fired. Right or wrong? So this is my existing data, right? I am editing it. The validation will fire. Of any new data I am inserting, okay, validation will fire. Got me? So validation will fire only when user edit or save the data. Okay, right. So we are going to build the formula validation rule. We'll go from simple scenario. Okay, we'll start from training management. Right. See, I start with the requirement. I start with the requirement. Okay, my requirement is a start date should not be greater than end date. Just a simple requirement, right? The start date should not be greater than end date. Right now, there is no validations for the date. Okay, I just give the start date is on 26th November. I make the end date as sorry. Okay, I make the end date as October 1st. I can save this. This is an invalid data, right? There shouldn't be the case like where the end date cannot be lesser than your start date. So this is my requirement. Okay, how we are going to build this requirement? So this is my requirement. Okay, so we are going to build the formula. Okay, how we are going to build the formula? What is the field that denotes the start date? Start date, start underscore date underscore C. So what is the acceptable condition? When this is the case, I should allow the record to be saved, right? When this is the case. So when I should throw the error message? Yeah, when start date is greater than. So this is a condition we are going to build. People got this? When the error message needs to be thrown, only if the start date is greater than end date. But right, when the start date is less than end date, that's a valid input. I'm not going to check that valid input. I'm going to check only the invalid input. Whenever the start date user entering is greater than end date, then I'm going to throw error message. So when the formula result to true, going to throw the error message. The error message can be start date cannot be greater than end date. Okay. So when you throw error message like this, the error message will display at the top, or else I can display at the next to the field. I have two choice. I can display at the top. I can display next to the whatever field you like to, next to that field I can display the error message. So the validation rule must be implemented to check invalid data. Okay, I should not have a validation rule saying like start date less than end date. Then what will happen? It will work in other way. That will only accept whenever the start date is greater than end date. Got me? But now I would like to throw the error message when start date is greater than end date. So invalid condition I have to place as a formula here. Okay, right. What happens if condition turns to false? What happens condition turns to false? Save. There is no action required. Okay, the record will be saved. The record will be updated. Got me? When the validation rule will fire, when the user click on save button, am I right? When the user click on save button, then validation will fire. Okay, the whole thing we are going to build using validation rule. Got me? Any question on this? Right. So we are going to build the validation rule. So what is the object? Training object. I go to the object definition page. Okay, scroll down to the section. I have a section called validation rule, new. Right, first you have to give the name of the rule. Anytime you can activate and deactivate the rule. Anytime you can activate, deactivate the rule. Okay, and we have a similar editor that you found in your building the custom formula, right? I told you, right? We are going to review the functions. We have functions here, and I can insert the object field, operators. So name is mandatory, formula is mandatory, expression, and what else is mandatory? Error message. Okay, so in our case, the error message can be at the top of the page or else next to the field. Okay, now we have to build this, right? So we are going to simply build this. Either you can go with if condition, if logical, when I should throw error message, when it is greater than end date. Okay, true. This is a keyword I can use, true or false I can use. Okay, so the formula is always returns true or false. When it is true, error message will be thrown. When it is false, no action. The record will be updated. Okay, right. So check the syntax. Right, give the name. Right, like this. Save. So back to the record. I create a new record. Okay, I made the end date lesser than start date. Got me? Find all of you. And this always be displayed. This we cannot remove it. This is a standard functionality. The message, default message will always appear. Okay, only you can place this message along with this message either at the top or next to the field, right? Okay, it's allowed now. And for the existing record also, the validation will fire. For the existing record, you modify anything, the validation will fire. For the new record, for the existing record, validation will fire. Got me? It's clear to all of you? Okay, right. So how did you build this? We'll build like this. We given the name and okay, we build the formula, build the expression, and what is the other mandatory field? Error message. Okay, so we'll go to the object definition page. And validation rules section, click new. We'll do all these things. Okay, right. We'll follow this. Okay, we build our use case here. Right. I would like to, yeah, when the course is started, okay, when the course is started, the course fee must be given. So what is the requirement? When the course is started, the course fee must be given. Okay, the course has been started, but the course fee is not entered. I can save this, but I should throw error message here. Okay, I cannot skip the course fee. You know how to make the course fee record? We can enable the record option, right? We can enable the record option. But what we need now, we are going to make this record based on other condition. The other condition is the start date is greater than 0 or greater than today. It means course has been started. People have to follow this. Okay, when the start date is greater than today or any value is given, it means the course has been started. Okay, we know how to make the field record field. We know how to make the field record field, but we are going to make a field record field conditionally based on other condition. Conditionally making the field record field. Okay, so when you go for validation rule to make the field conditionally record based on other condition, the condition is the course is started, right? So I'm going to split this. How we are going to, right? I remember I told you how to build the formula. We are going to write in running sentence first. When the course is started, okay, and right, I'm going to write this in when error message needs to be thrown. When the error message must be thrown, when the course is started, when the course fee is not given, right? These are the two conditions. So it's either or condition or and condition. And got me? Right. I'm going to rebuild this. Okay. The next step. I'm going to replace a running sentence with actual function or formula or object field. People follow this? I written in running sentence. Now we are going to replace with the actual formula. Right? How to replace this? How to replace it with the actual formula? Start date. Okay. Right. Is this will this work? See here. Um, right. Simply to put this greater than blank or 0, and how will you check whether the course fee is not given? Is blank, it's a currency field. You can also check with um, right, is blank will check. Is blank, okay, or else course fee is equal to 0, any condition, okay, right. Now we are going to combine these two conditions, and what is the first one? Comma. I'll go with one condition now. So this is my formula. This is my final formula. You got me? Any question on this? The requirement, I just split the requirement when I need to throw the error message. When the course start date is given, okay, when the course start date is given and the course fee is not given, two condition has to be met. It's not one condition. Two condition has to be met. When the course is start date is given and the course fee is not given, okay, I replace that with the actual object field and formulas, then I combine together. Okay, when user given the start date, not giving the fees, right, then it will throw it will return to true, right? When it is returned to true, then error message will be thrown. Am I right? That's what you're going to build. Okay, so I go to the object validation rule, new, from here. Okay, and we already built the formula, right? So referring this, you are going to build here. That's it. Don't copy paste it. That will copy the junk character. Okay, it will be very difficult to resolve sometimes. It takes time for you. Okay, so and insert, what is the first one? Start is greater than 0. I go with is blank. Is blank. Okay, is blank cannot be. If you use is blank, then what do you do? And because this is not the numerical field, right? I cannot go with the 0. This is a date field, right? So can this will work out? Not, not is blank. Not is blank, right? So what I do? Not function. What next? Is blank. What I have to put here? Start date. So one condition is done. The next condition, the fee is blank, right? So is blank. What is that? Course fee. Right? The formula is built. Okay, right. I save. I go to the training object. I modify something. The validation rule will fire. Whenever you modify the record or when you create a new record, validation rule will fire. Am I right? Save. It's fire now. If you give the value, I can save the record. We'll follow this. So what type of validation rule we build? This is the one we build. Do you want me to repeat this? Able to follow this, all of you? Able to understand this? So validation rule is used to make the field conditionally record. Based on other condition, we make a field a record field. Which field you are making a record field here? Course fee. Condition. What is the condition? The start date is greater than 0 or any date is given. Okay. So what we did, we split the condition into a running sentence, a requirement, and replace the running sentence with the actual formula. Then finally we combine the formula and build the formula and check the syntax error. That's it. Got me? We'll move on to next use case. Right. When the status is in progress, my requirement is when the status is in progress, then okay, then the branch must be given. When the status is in progress, then the branch must be given. What is the step one, ma? What is the step one? When the error message is thrown, right? When the status equal to in progress under or and right and when what is the next condition? Yeah, branch. When the error message needs to be thrown? When the branch is not given, right? Am I right? Okay. Step two. You remember how did you verify the pick list field? Is speak well, right? Yeah. So I'm going to use is speak well here. Is pick well. What is the field here? Status. What is the literal we are going to check? In progress. Okay. And how will you check the branch is blank? Is blank. So what is the field branch? Double underscore C. Okay. So step three, we are going to combine and first condition, comma, that's it, right? And the error message, got me? Some message, some meaningful message to display in the UI, right? So I go here, my training object, new. So what is checking? Okay. So check branch for, so refer this and build. So what should I do now first? And the first condition required is speak well field. Don't type on your own. No, it sometimes it give a junk character. We have no choice. We have to write here. Okay, you have to enter on your own. But wherever you feel like I can select from the panel, go with that. Don't type on your own. Either closing the bracket or comma or operator, whatever. Okay, is blank. Right. What is the field? Branch. Fine. Check the syntax. Okay. Okay. Branch is a pick list field. Yeah. See, every option in the pick list field is not a value. Is having a break line character as well as space, right? We have to convert the option into value, text value. How we are going to convert? You remember? Yeah, text function. Branch. Okay, so you are going to put inside your blank function now. That's it. It's clear. So remove this text. You refer the value, which will convert the value into text. Okay, is blank text, then branch. Fine now. Then this error message. Okay, I modify the existing record. Okay, so yeah, I make it as a in progress and say all the validation will fire, and you see all the message like this, right? So I solve one by one. I give the branch. Okay, save. So that has been gone. This one is triggered. Okay, the date is wrong, right? Okay, find all of you. Is clear? So all the validation rules are okay. We implemented is here, and the one we implemented is this one. Got me? Right. Right. Can you write down some formula? Okay. I have in requirement on account object. there is a field called employees. Okay, employee field is a number field. It's a number field to store total number of employees for a company. Got me? When I create any company here, how many number of employees is there in the company? That's a number field. Okay, I want this field to be a mandatory field. Make the field employee as required when industry is energy. Can I write down? Can I write down this formula? Make the annual revenue as required field. Yes, try to write down in your notepad itself. Industry is a pick list option. Okay, it's a pick list field. So all this requirement is on account object. Can you all try this? Employee is a number field, pick list, pick list. So I given exercise only on these three field only. Okay, you know how to check the pick list field, right? You speak well. How to check the blank field, whether field is doesn't have value or not, is blank. Followed,
This
right?
conference will now be recorded.
Split the requirement into running sentence, replace with formula, then finally combine, right? You will get the formula, final formula. When error must be thrown? Employees. See, this is a label of the field, right? Whatever you seen here is a label. How to check the field name? Go to field section. label. This is standard field, right? And yeah, what is the field name? Number of employees. Okay, number of employees is a field. So when the number of employees is null, right, I directly replace the formula, right? Maybe it's not given, and industry equal to energy, right? Now we are going to replace with the formula. A is null, and how to check ma? You speak well. It's a string value, right? So within single quotes, energy. Combine this. So this is your formula. Am I right? What about the second one? When error, okay. Annual revenue is not given, and okay, the same condition, right? Are we going to replace this annual revenue? Okay, maybe equal to 0, or I believe is blank will also work. Okay, is blank. I'll go with is blank. Uh, is blank, and yeah, is equal the same, and correct. Third one, right? When error, this is going to be same. In this technology, right? Now it's a pick list field, right? So how to convert a pick list option to text first? Like this, rating, and this should be inside your is blank. People are comfortable with this formula? It's fine. We'll move on to next scenario. Anybody has any doubt here? Is this fine? Use case 4. See, you cannot make a checkbox field a required field, right? You know that we discussed about that. Classroom type, right? We do not have an option called record option. So we have only option to make a checkbox field record field using validation rule only. Okay, right. So now I have a requirement. Um, when the course is SFDC development, the course type must be enabled. It should be a class type. It should be a class type. Okay, the class type should be given. Right. So how to do this? Within the use case, I have one use case now. When it is SFDC development, user should it should be a classroom type. There won't be any online type. Online type may be optionally given, but it's going to be always a classroom type. When the course is SFDC dev. Okay, so right. When error, when the course is equal to SFDC dev and yeah, classroom is not given. It's a pick list, right? Speak well. Got it? And right. What is this type of field, ma? Checkbox type, right? So when the checkbox will return false, when you not enable that, right? So class like this you can check, or else we'll follow this. Equal to false. Okay. Right. First implement this, then we'll see. Then what is how to combine this? Yeah. Comma like this. Okay. Build validation rule and what is the first one? Okay. So what is the field? Equal. Right. What is the next condition? Classroom type. Just a keyword, false. Okay. So next to classroom field, I like displays. Okay, I'm going to check. Right, it's not given here now. I modify the existing record. The validation rule will fire. It should fire, right? Must be given. Got me? Any question on this? Right. Now I'm going to add one more condition here. So this is a first under use case 4. I have first requirement. Requirement 2. Either classroom or online must be enabled. Any one of the type must be enabled. Okay. How to do this? Or first we'll write down this. So my one condition is this is common. Okay. And okay. Or when you are going to throw error message actually, when none of them is not given. Okay. So and here, am I right? So we are going to replace this again. And it should be under or right? Yeah. Okay. Do you think this will work? I'll combine this then see how we're going to combine this. So this is the first condition. Okay. Anyway, this is going to work only for a SFDC development course only. Okay. Next, when you are going to throw error message actually, when none of them is given, and classroom or online type is not given, then throw the error message. Okay. Then going with R here. I don't think so. This will work, right? It should be and only. Hmm? Which one? Hmm. Someone says like this. No, if you then you can replace remove the and also, no, because everything is and, right? See, when user enter the uh, when user enter the SFDC dev here, right? We say enter the SFDC dev and user not enable classroom or online. And if user don't enable any of this, I think this we can try this. Got me? Right. I'm going to modify the same validation rule. So what I'm going to put here is right actually, and only. It should come and only, right? Right. How we are going to check classroom This right, it will work. Equal to I will explain this again. Either classroom or online type is mandatory. See, I'm not giving any value. I modify the record. Okay. Okay. Either of these record. I go with online. It's working. When you build your formula, you need not worry about how the final formula is going to come. Okay. If you are good in making the running sentence and replace with the actual formula, you can blindly combine the formula. That's all. Your final formula will come. Okay. When you build your final formula, you need not revisit again and no try to. You need not try to understand how the final formula will work. Where you have to take more consideration when you're building your running sentence and replace the formula. So what I did actually, when the error message should be thrown, when course is equal to sfdc dev, okay, when both the classroom and online is not given, so it's not or. When both of value are not given, then throw the error message, right? So we know this is one condition, this is another condition. So a comma b, so b is basically classroom equal to false and online equal to false. So we combine this, that's it. This will work. Got me? You just need to take care of building your running sentence and replace the actual formula. The final one, you are going to combine that. That's all. Once it is combined, it will work. Find all of you. Right. Take one more scenario here. How to do this? That's what. Don't try to derive the formula now, right? What is the best approach? Split it. When you split it, you'll come to know the final formula. Okay. So here, when you are going to the error message, right? So I'm going to the error message R. That's it. Okay. Any one of them is not given, throw error message, or both are the value. Any one of them not given, the throw error message. It's enough, right? Then you're going to replace with the final one is going to be or. This will work. Okay, you try this in your arc. It's right or wrong? Got me? You just have to replace the running sentence with the formula. The final one will work. 99%. If you are making a good assumptions when building your running sentence and the formula, the final one will always work. Got me? Right. Don't try to resolve in the formula itself. That may take some time, take more time for you to resolve the syntax error, open and close bracket and all. So first try to resolve it with running sentence and the formula, then finally you build the formula. Got me? We'll go with the different use case now. We'll take another object now. I go to employee. Okay, we are going to add some more fields here. Can anyone refer the book? What are the fields I given in the employee object? I think date of hire I given, right? Date of hire or date of join. Okay, date of hire or date of join. Date of hire. Did I given status field? Anybody has a book here? Status field in service resigned. So I have some fields here. Okay. Okay, this is how you display. And years of experience also I'm going to put. What is the type of years of experience? Number. Okay, so some of the fields I created. Okay, any field in the department object? Any other field other than this in the department object? Do you have? Right. Right. We'll continue after the short break. Okay. Fine. So online we'll disconnect and connect back again in 10 minutes.